Hey, thanks for all the feedback and suggestions and all the help that we had with this. This is where we're at, where we had left off. We had taken the red wire and made it come over to the number 6 post. And with all the feedback, we want to change it. We actually want to get this wire being fed in after this reset switch instead of here where it's not protected. So I've got a couple pages for updates just to make this more understandable for me when I'm looking at this again. So the original thought was to take it from where it was being taken in front of this reset thermal switch. We're going to come behind it, cut this wire, and then after we cut this wire, we're actually going to put it onto terminal 6. The relay wire was coming all the way across onto terminal 4. All right, so this is the 6 block that's up top here, and this is the L2 wire that actually fed through the wall here and came out, and that's where we're wire nutting onto the main feed from the power supply. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this wire out and pull it back inside the cage here, and then I found a thermal reset switches over here. These are the 2 wires. This main wire comes here out on it's an L2 power feed that goes all the way back out to a connector that's actually through the firewall and back out. And this other wire comes on the back side. After it comes in and goes to the reset switch, it comes down and it feeds into the block on the back of the thermostat. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this wire, and I'm going to bring this wire back in through, and then I'm going to wire tie those together. All right, so I've cut into the 2, or the 1 wire I cut into the splice between the thermal reset switch, and now I'm taking my 6 block wire. Instead of coming off of here, I'm actually pulling my power from here, so it'll actually be thermally protected. So if this thing overheats, this power will shut off there and it won't run the power to the element anymore. Just shut that down, the blower should shut off. Well, after looking at this a little bit closer, we notice that there's this L2 wire is what we're tapping into, and it's actually kind of going back onto where the L1 side was. So what we want to do is one more change, and that change is going to be, we want to cut into behind the manual reset switch for pulling the power from, but instead of going up to 6, we actually want to bring this around onto terminal post 4, so that'll keep it in line with the L2 coming onto post 4. And then the other thing we wanted to do is, instead of bringing the red relay onto 4, we want to actually put it onto 6. And I was actually told by, a shout out to Dan Fenton from Fenton Enterprises, this is an L1 that comes out of this relay. And once again, looking at this, this is an L1 that was on this side. So we want the red wire from the relay, which is the L1, to go onto post 6. So this is the final wiring that we're gonna stay with. The red wire from the relay is gonna go on post 6. We're gonna cut into the manual reset thermal limits wire, which is the L2 wire here. We're gonna cut into this and put a wire nut on for the 3-way wires to come across onto post 4, and we should be all set to go. And then we took the relay wire, the red relay wire that we had on the opposite post, and we just switched the 2 posts from where these were. So this is set up just like it was in our picture. And we'll power it up and make sure everything's going to run as it is. Documenting this for myself, if in case you stumbled across this. Full disclaimer, please don't do this unless you have a qualified electrician helping you, or you are a qualified electrician. This is not anything that should be played with by someone that doesn't know about these things. And we'll check out the heater operation. All right, so what we've done is we've thrown a 220 line on here, going over to an outlet with a breaker. We're going to turn the breaker on. The net should come up online once the breaker comes on. We should see the green light flashing, which it is. Looking for the Wi-Fi. It is in the off cycle right now. So what we're going to do on the front of the heater over here now is that we're going to turn the thermostat all the way up, because we want to make sure this is all the way up when we're running this off the nest. so it's using that as the thermostat. The power light will come on when we turn this on and bring it all the way up to the top of the, as hot as it goes on the thermostat setting. Now we can go over to the Nest. We can turn the Nest on. We should hear the element creaking and coming on. Which we can hear the element creaking and heating up and coming on. And when it reaches temperature, the blower should come on. And here's the blower with our heat. Special thanks to my wonderful wife with the wicked camera work. And just a resource, I'll be able to go back and figure out how to do this with the next heater when I set up our next heater on a Nest.